Welcome back to another episode of the Booth 2 podcast. I'm your host, Danny, along with my co-host, Vinny.
Hello.
Today, Vinny is going to take it away for us because I have the confidence that he can do so. So go ahead, Vinny. What are we talking about today?
So today, we're going to talk about relationships.
Big thing.
Big topic. So we've got a coworker of ours, a friend of ours, that, she's kind of going through a bit of heartbreak in her life right now. Her first heartbreak. And we were talking with her about the generality of it and just relationships. How it goes and dealing with it. You know, she's a little bit older. I don't know, 22, 23?
Older?
Well, Younger. However you want to face it.
Younger than us, bro.
Younger than us.
You forget how old we are?
I feel like I'm young at heart.
You are young at heart.
But nonetheless. But we're just talking about like the whole thing of relationships, and like it really got me like reminiscing about my first heartbreak and kind
Same
of just
thing with me, man.
You know,
gotta
like
put yourself back in those shoes.
It puts you into perspective of like being younger and like dealing with like first relationships and everything like that.
True.
And she made me really think about my first heartbreak and kind of like my first like serious relationship with a girl and kind of just the whole dynamic of it.
Yeah.
And it's something that like I feel like everybody, no matter what, no matter how old, no matter male, female,
you handle it differently.
We all go through it. We all have to face
it.
It's a part of life.
Yeah, you can't grow, in my opinion, as a human being if you don't go through it.
You have to.
Properly, at least.
You're never going to go through it in a healthy way.
No. Yeah, everyone figures it out their own way.
You know, and that's kind of the truth of the matter. Like you go to like other people to kind of like try to find solace or advice or
whatever
something
it
like
is.
that.
It never
Whatever
works.
It never
works.
You got to find the way that works for you, ultimately.
And who knows?
How
that is. You got to figure it out for yourself.
Yeah.
And that was my big thing when we were all talking about it. I go, no matter how you skin, how you skin this thing, you have to go through it and then figure out how long it's. Cause she's like, oh, how long is it going to take? How long did it take you? I'm like, I don't know, like 6 to 8 months but for some people they bounce back right away. It's kind of, I think it comes down to mental toughness in a sense.
In a sense, yeah, your fortitude of it.
Exactly. There are some people that could look at it from an outside perspective and go, okay, what happened? This and that. I'm not the problem or whatever it is. And they go, it is what it is. And they can move on from it right away. Other people will be like, that was the love of my life. I don't think I can ever fucking fall in love with anybody.
This?
There's no way.
Yeah,
that was the only person for me. And we all go through that.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of that's a consensus, is where, when you go through your first heartbreak, you are visualizing your entire future with that person, and then it gets just ripped from you.
Just pulled out on
pulled out. Yeah, you get the rug pulled out from under you. So, like, how do you deal with it,
Yeah.
And everyone's answer is different.
Everybody is. You hang out with more friends, connect with other people.
That's what I said.
Yeah. Some people, it's like, I feel like as you get older, right, if you have a more serious relationship, it's the whole thing. The only way to get over somebody is to get under somebody else.
It's a savage way of looking at it.
It is.
but it is sometimes true, bro.
It might just be.
It is sometimes true. Like, I told her, it took me, for my first heartbreak, 5 months to dip my toe back into being like, let me get under somebody else.
Yeah. Or on top. I don't know how you feel.
Whatever.
Power bottom.
And I was like, let me try it that way. But then, dude, this thing is so complicated because you're going to have moments when because what I did is I surrounded myself with a bunch of people that would kind of distract me from it. We're all drinking. We're all, having a good time. And then at the end of the night, when you're all by yourself,
that's when
it pops back in your brain.
Yep.
And you go, oh, shit, this thing kind of happened to me. What am I going to do? But in the long run, what happened to me personally, I always felt like was a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
I go, like, if this didn't happen, I wouldn't have met my wife. I wouldn't have like a bunch of other stuff wouldn't have happened for me to grow as a person, regardless of the relationship aspect of it. But as a human being,
right,
I wouldn't have been able to grow.
And I think you could. I feel like it sucks because you can only say that now because
having gone through it,
that's
and
the only way you can look back at it,
yeah,
right?
For sure.
And it's tough going through that at the time, because it's like you're dealing with all these emotions,
especially when you're younger. I think.
Especially when you're younger, because you don't have any perspective.
No,
you've never been
in to compare it to.
You have this is the first one, especially if it's like your first like. Do you remember your first serious relationship?
Yeah, of course.
How old were you?
19.
19. How long were you with the chick for?
3 years.
Wow, that's long. I feel like that's a long time.
3 years.
I feel like my first 15 for like a year and a half.
15.
Which I feel like for 15, I think is a long time.
Oh, dude.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it's usually like 2-3 months or something like that.
That's how my 15-year-old relationship was.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like 2-3 months.
Yeah, it's like in and out, you know?
Yeah.
You get double and you bounce.
How did you feel when you were, okay, because when I was 19, it's a different thing because I'm already older.
Right.
You know what I mean? I have some perspective of playing this game in and out. And I had the thing where I was like, 15 years old, 2-3 months relationship, 4 or 5 months, 6 months. You know, I did my thing.
Yeah.
So how was it for you when you were 15 years old? You were with the chick for how long?
A year and some change. Maybe like year, 2-3 months.
You're almost 17 years old. From 15 to almost 17.
15 to, well, it was like early 15. But like 15 to like 16 and a half kind of thing.
So where were you in this mindset of like it's done?
It probably lasted like 2 months.
Of like the sadness?
Of like kind of like sadness, kind of like
reminiscing,
grieving over it, if you would.
Yeah.
But like, you know, it faded fairly quick, I think. You know, and I feel like when you're younger, when you're in like school and stuff like that, you kind of have a little bit more.
Well, you got people around you, bro.
That's what I was about to say. You have more accessibility to, you
calm
friends,
you down, talk about stuff,
class,
whatever,
and stuff like that.
And you got so many other people around you, including girls. The way you go like,
well,
I always thought this chick was cute.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? Yeah.
It's not as severe, I think, or as impactful as like when you're older. You know,
especially, it's different,
It's different because, like, you know, now.
If you're in your 40s and 50s and then you have a breakup, it's a little bit of a different story.
I feel like it hits a little bit heavier to some degree because you're going home by yourself. You know, you're not going to anybody else. You're not laying in bed with anybody else. You know,
it's true.
But I think it was that long of a turnover for me, at least.
Yeah, that's true. I think my biggest heartbreak taught me the most valuable lesson of, look, whether or not you're going to be with somebody, you put the value to that person, of whoever you're with or who you're going to be with. So in taking that meaning, if you break up with somebody, regardless if it's a wife, girlfriend, fiance, fling, whatever it is, you put the value to that person. And at the end of the day, let's not be stupid here. Let's not be naive. There's always gonna be somebody else, regardless. Okay, like for me, I am married. My end all be all is my wife, but God forbid something happens, it doesn't work out. I cannot enjoy or live the rest of my life going, that's it,
there's nobody else.
Because then what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Like, I'm just going to sit here and just
misery at that
be
point.
miserable my entire life? No, life goes on for anything. Somebody dies, careers change. It's the same thing on a much deeper level. I will agree. You know, being in a relationship, you can't compare it to the same thing as like a job or a career or whatever.
Right.
But at the same time, life is going to continue to go on. You're going to wake up every single morning. So why be in misery for the rest of your life or for an extended amount of time when you understand that it is what it is at that point?
It's a part of life.
It's a part of life. You have to grow.
Yeah.
If not, it's just, dude, life sucks already.
Yeah.
For most people. Life was already really, really hard to figure out and understand scheduling, understand how you're supposed to structure stuff. When you have something major like that happen to you, you got to take a couple breaths, realize exactly what happened, and move. Other than that, you're setting yourself back for
it's like more heartache.
It's more heartache.
Yeah.
It really is. And it's not worth it. We're going to have enough heartache throughout your entire life. And that's for something to where if you're prepared for it, fine. If you're not, you got to figure out a way around it.
Yeah.
You know? So, yeah, the relationship stuff is very, very tough, especially when you're young. Because, like I said, you have nothing to compare it to.
It's your first one.
It's your first one.
You don't know how else to cope. You don't know how to deal. And it's like...
When I had my first heart, I didn't think I was ever going to recover.
Yeah.
For sure.
You kind of like plan your whole life around the whole thing of like you two being together.
For sure.
Yeah.
You're visualizing an entire scenario over how the rest of your life is going to go. And then it doesn't go that way.
And it just shatters it. And it's like,
what now?
Yeah. What do? You just plan for the next 20, 30, 40 years.
It's all gone to shit.
Yeah.
For me, it was like that because I was engaged previously. And it didn't work out. And I was in that bubble. For me, it was interesting, though, because I had the moment of my upbringing of being like, be tough.
Like, don't let it affect you.
Don't let it affect you. So I was pissed. But you can be pissed in my household. It's fine to be angry.
Yeah.
But not to be sad. It's fine to cuss it out and be like, fucking whatever.
She's a whore.
Yeah. And then, but not to be sad and cry about it. And I did have a week. I think it was like a month and a half in. I was sitting at breakfast with my mom and dad because I had moved back home at that point. And I don't know what just hit me out of nowhere, and I realized I was alone. I just started bawling in the middle of breakfast. And I was like, "Oh my god!"
Way to ruin breakfast.
It was fucking horrible. Yeah, my mom was like, I made these eggs,
and you're crying over them.
I'm crying over them, and it kind of just hit me. And then I had my whole little depression time with it. But then also, I got over it. Like once you hit that realization of like, dude, life is not.
It's not.
Well, that's what hit me. That's what made me cry. I was like, man, my life is not where I thought it was gonna be, or where my life has changed, and it changed, and it just hit me all at once. And I go at that point, after I kind of cried it out, I was like, okay, this is reality. So now what?
Yeah, you gotta kind of like move past it, take what you can from it, and
so now what?
Do you think, like with your upbringing and everything, like with your respective like family, do you think that like molded you to like accept that and acknowledge like what life was for a relationship?
At that point, yeah.
Like seeing like your parents' relationship and everything like that, and kind of like that's how they deal with it. This is how I should deal with it, kind of thing, or
I in a sense, yeah. I think so. From my background, look, I come from immigrant parents, right? And love is a different thing with immigrant parents in my perspective, because we think of the American version of love, which is romanticized, right? How it should be. It's all should be flowers and poetry and this and that. My parents, it's not about saying, "Oh, sweetheart, I love you, good night," and good night kiss, and that's how it should be. It's more of a solidarity between the two people, and go like this: I'm husband, you're wife. I love you. I take care of you. We have kids. We take care of the kids, and that's what husband and wife should be.
Kind of like understanding like your respective roles.
Correct.
In like each
roles.
thing.
Yeah,
roles,
I think it's more about roles than actual romance.
Do you think
how I grew up?
Do you think that's more like with like foreign and like immigrants and
I
stuff
think
like
so.
that? Than like yeah,
I think so. I think in the States we do put a huge thing on like it should be romantic. It should be more flowers and butterflies and this type of stuff. To where I think in other countries it's not really about that. It's about being able to depend on the other person to raise the family.
Yeah.
And I see flaws in both.
Of course.
Because you can't just completely depend on romance.
No.
And also it shouldn't be like a role-based relationship.
Almost
where
like
you're the husband, I'm the wife, this is what I do and this is what you do. Where does happiness come into play at that point?
Well, yeah, it's almost like contractually obligated.
Yeah.
Like you have to do this and you do this.
Yeah,
and like,
I think you should be able to meet the criteria of making each other happy as husband and wife, but also understand your roles and responsibilities at the same time.
Absolutely.
That's what creates, a even playing field of like, yes, we're happy with each other. We do have our good times and stuff, but at the end of the day, I'm husband, your wife, or maybe at a certain point you become father, you become mother. And you make it work. Yeah. So it's a tight balance in being able to fit into your roles properly.
Yeah, and I could imagine too, like we talked about it before, but just like the whole structure
of the relationship.
Of a relationship.
Yeah.
It's like
it's different.
It's different now than I feel like probably when your parents grew up, my parents grew up,
Oh yeah.
The role of a father or a mother and your parents in the whole realm of it,
I mean, I think I mentioned this to you. Well, I did mention this to you earlier. My grandmother and grandfather's roles to the standard of today's rules, it would be unacceptable.
And how so?
My grandfather had mistresses, plural. Okay, my grandfather was affluent and a rich dude in a communist country. My grandmother knew he had mistresses, and she just accepted it. Like it was what it was. She's like he comes home and he takes care of the family. And when we go out, he goes out with me, husband and wife. He doesn't go out with his mistresses and flaunt them, which is insane because we can't do. That's not normal. That's not normal at all. You're getting divorced right away. A girl finds out you're cheating on her, 100%. That's a divorce. Boom, done. But to her, it was like, he's a man. He has physical stuff, urges, what animalistic urges, let's call it that, desires or whatever. He does his thing, but he comes home and he takes care of his wife and he takes care of his kids. So what can I do at that point?
Yeah.
It's a very, very, very different way of looking at the world. Like,
Absolutely.
what I mean? Like, I couldn't personally have my wife going out with a bunch of different guys and doing that.
Do you feel like, for the whole like double standard avenue of it, do you think it's easier to accept for a man to do it than a man for a woman to do it? That's a tough question.
It's a tough question. Like. You know why? Because we're men.
Well, yeah, of course we're gonna side with the men.
We're gonna side with the guys.
It's like, yeah, duh.
You go, no, bro. Guys are stupid.
Yeah, we don't know.
we're just animalistic humans. Yeah, I mean, God, this brings me to another point. I've heard this argument before, and when I first heard it, I did agree with it. I go, when a guy cheats, it's because he's just being animalistic and stupid. When a girl cheats, there is there's a plan behind it.
A deeper meaning.
A deeper meaning behind it.
It's not just cheating just because of physical stuff.
Yes, the guy could be stupid and be like, she had huge tits and great ass.
Yeah.
I was caught in the moment. I had a good buzz.
Couple drinks.
Yeah,
and it's
boom.
Yeah.
The girl is like, if she was going to cheat on the dude, there was a plan.
She's planning it. She's trying to move out. She's trying to be done with the relationship.
She has a whole thing behind why.
Do you feel like as you've gotten older, I know you said initially that you used to agree with it, like, or you did initially agree with it. Do you feel like it's different, skewed, or?
I think it's a very complicated thing. Like, I think, damn it, you put me on. It's like I can't even explain it. I think that first of all, if you have the cognitive ability to say to somebody that I'm going to be with you and only you for the rest of my life.
Mm-hmm.
You should be able to stick to your word. But then there's this thing called life that kind of comes into play and shit doesn't go the way that you want it to go. And then you have a bunch of different factors that come into it, and people change.
Yeah.
People shift.
Emotions.
Yeah.
Situations.
Everything. Dude, it's not as black and white as you would like to think it is.
No. And especially as like when you're younger. I feel like you kind of get portrayed this whole thing of what life is supposed to be. Mm-hmm. And you kind of expect it to be this black and white sort of yes is yes, no is no.
I think cheating becomes much more clearer when you really realize that this is a person that you'd never want to cross. Or a person that you go, this is my end all be all for sure, 110%.
Yeah.
Then it becomes clear.
Yeah, that you don't want to do it.
Yeah, exactly. And then once you have that mindset and the ability to say no and to be able to be, your own person, which I do think comes with age.
Yeah, I think when you're younger, it's a lot more like...
You can say that all day long.
Yeah.
But you haven't experienced life at all into the furthest, depths. And then when you get a little bit older, you understand what it means to be like, hey, I love you. That those 3 words of I love you, I really think it takes time to understand
the value of it and the impactfulness of it. Yeah,
correct.
Yeah,
and what it means to be able to say that to somebody else. Like for my wife, that this is my end all be all. I'm gonna be with her till I'm fucking old and have gray nut hairs.
And saggy balls.
Yeah, saggy nuts. Like it's
she's gonna love you.
She's the only
nuts.
one. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Dude, how many people can do that?
Not a lot. My nuts right now. I'm looking at them. I'm like, jeez.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
But this is like, I figured out that this is my end all be all. This is the person I'm gonna be with for the rest of my life. Have kids with. Have grandkids with. This is my number one. But then again, on another thing is you've had that same thing before. And you go like, I'm pretty sure this is the person that I'm going to spend the rest of my life with, and it doesn't work out. So it's a catch-22. It's like, you get what I'm trying to say?
I get what you're saying.
It's a very fine line. You don't want to sound like, oh, so you're saying that things could change and you could possibly. It's. I don't know. Like, try and clear this up for me because I sound like a cock.
No. Let me tell you, it's the most handsome cock I've ever seen you sound like.
I'm trying to explain it properly. It's just like this thing of life that's just this fucking 50-50 every single time.
I feel like every time you go into a relationship, at least if what I'm gathering is, I don't think a lot of people go into relationships thinking that there might be something else. I think go. I think
end all be all every single time.
At least for me, and what sounds like with you is like when you go into a relationship, it's like this is it. And with that being said, obviously things change and people change, relationship dynamics change. You know, you want to go into it with the most healthy and optimistic view.
Yeah, 110%, of course,
of how it'll end out. You know, and I think at least for guys and women, it might be a little bit different. But I think you look at it differently as far as like what that threshold is.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
And I think ultimately both parties, whether you're a man or a woman, you want the same thing. You want happiness, you want a family,
of course.
You want someone to love and enjoy the rest of your life with.
Yeah.
That's it.
And I see it. Yeah.
You know? I think life happens, unfortunately. I don't want to say unfortunately. It's like, you know, how do you navigate what life presents you?
You can't.
And
you just have to figure it out in the moment.
You have to figure it out in the moment. You know what I mean? Like, because it's like sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. Sometimes it just
life throws you a curveball. What are you supposed to do?
What do you do with it? Do you swing and miss? Do you make contact on it and make something happen out of it? You know,
it's tough.
Relationships are such a funny thing, romantically especially. Because it's like when you have a platonic friendship, like you and I, like I love you, I think you're handsome.
Yeah,
I don't want to fuck you, but you know, that romanticism on top of it, it's a totally different dynamic.
Yeah, it's a different dynamic when you put romance on top of a relationship.
It really does.
Well, that's what they say when they're like, oh, two best friends. That's the guy. Can men and women be friends?
I don't know.
It's a tough.
I don't think
unless you both think you're absolutely
ugly.
Fucking horrid.
There's no way. Listen,
if there's a little bit of attractiveness there,
that's it. No,
it's a slippery slope.
I don't think any guy that's slightly attracted to a girlfriend is like
possibly. Yeah, there's no possibly. They're like, absolutely not.
There's always, I mean, how many times have you seen those videos of like, call your guy best friend right now and ask him like,
a shit ton.
You know?
Yeah.
But
it doesn't ever work out possibly. Do you want to go like sleep at my house? And I was like, yeah,
come on through. Yeah, we could share the same bed.
It's true.
But it's so true because it's like,
it's
the romanticism, the physicalness of it, and like, it's so much. Relationships are tricky, man.
They are very, very tricky. Yeah, the relationship between men and women is yeah, it's tough because you go like, can you really be friends with someone that you think is remotely attractive? Like true friends. True friends. Like I'm not talking about high and by, like, hey, how's it going? How's life? Blah, blah, blah. Like real, like, this is my friend.
Yeah.
Can it be normal?
That's tough. I think you could.
But then your morals have to be on top.
Yeah, you got to be like, that's got to be in line. Like
that's got to be in line.
Yeah,
it's such a weird thing because you as even guys in general, we can always admit if someone's cute. Someone's looking good, got the good tits, good ass. Great. But I think then it comes down to the individual to be able to be like, yeah, I do see all these things, but
it's like you're a shitty person, though. I see you how you've acted with like X, Y, and Z.
Take the shitty person thing out of it. Is it worth it? Like if
to
you're
actually
gonna
like follow through on that.
I'll follow through on it. That's kind of what it goes down to. And you can say that it's more like, why would you even say if it's worth it or not? No, let's be real here. We live in a physical world. It is what it is. You know, and we are physical beings. So it comes down to how you are, yes, as a person. And
morality.
You go like, exactly.
Yeah.
Morality is the absolute perfect word for the situation.
Thank you.
If you have... Fuck you, Vinny. He goes, thank you. You have this, okay, so if, like, for example, you think someone is a very, very attractive person, they have this and that, you do want to bang them mentally. Let's say it like that, and then they go, hey, I think we could do it. Then it comes down to you as a person to be like, you know what? No, because I have my person. I love them. I think they're attractive, and I don't want to ruin it. So back the fuck off. Or you have the other version that just goes, screw it.
Let's go.
Let's screw it.
It's like
so it comes down to morality at that point.
I remember my dad as a kid saying, like, you got to think with this head and not this head. You know,
absolute true fact.
But it's so true.
It is two different heads, bro.
It is.
Two different brains. You have your moral brain and you have your animalistic brain.
Just thinking like you want to stick it in everything.
Yeah, because dude, I feel like people don't understand that. Like, dude, we are animals too. Okay, we're human beings. We are animals. Women. We are animals.
That's
man.
It.
So it comes down to how strong you are mentally, in touch with your own morality.
Yeah. To
be able to make those decisions. Some people are weaker than others. They can't say no. But then it also comes down to social settings, like it was for my grandfather. It was more acceptable back then.
Yeah, socially,
it was much more socially acceptable.
Now it's like frowned upon, where it's like
now it just comes down to your morals at that point.
Yeah,
and you go, I can't do it. I won't do it. It is what it is.
It's nuts. I've always had the wonder of infidelity, of the whole concept of like, you look at like relationships, right? Like people have talked about I know people give him slack. Kanye West. Yeah, I know.
Where are we going with this?
Bear with me. But with that Frank Ocean song and Jay-Z, oh God, I can't think of the name of the title right now.
You'll find it.
But talking about the whole thing of, it was off that that album that they did, but it was, oh my God. Where's my phone?
You gotta look it up.
I gotta look it up because it's gonna irk me. Because if I feel like if I don't say it, it's gonna lay like. But they talk about the whole thing of humans being naturally no church in the wild.
Okay.
And like talking about the whole thing about people being like with the whole aspect of polygamy and like what it is. And it's such a real thing. Oh, you almost made it.
I threw my zin and I missed, guys.
But talking about the whole thing about polygamy and how
it's tied in,
people are not initially, I think, on an animalistic level, are not meant
for polygamy. For polygamy.
No, excuse me, monogamy.
Oh, they say polygamy is more of a natural aspect
because that's the animalistic instinct.
Well,
it
is,
you.
Yeah,
but it is.
It is,
and
I think you've got lions. They have a bunch of different female lions. Well, male lions breed with like gorillas too. It's one male gorilla, and it's a bunch of female gorillas that they mate with.
Okay, yeah, okay. You said lions at first. It threw me off. That's why.
What do you mean lions?
You said lions.
No, lions too. It's one male lion.
Yeah, okay. But you said lions and then female gorillas.
Yes, lions and gorillas are mating. It's called a lorilla.
Lorilla. I know a chick with that name. No, but the whole thing.
Who's that one fat chick? The black chick.
Lizzo.
The lion.
Have you watched? Did you watch the Kevin Hart?
Yeah, I don't. They made so many jokes on that.
Dude,
chick.
Listen, I didn't watch everything. I caught like the first like 20, 30 minutes of it.
She's Glizzo.
Oh my God. Listen, Shane Gillis, I thought did a fantastic job.
Bro, he went deep on her.
He went
deep on her weight, bro.
I was shocked Cat Williams went on it.
Oh, yeah. He
I
doesn't
was
give a
shocked.
Shit. He doesn't give a shit.
No.
Either, bro. Yeah, he doesn't care. Anyways.
Anyway. But the whole being about like humans not being.
They're not built for monogamy.
It's not. But I think that's like what that's
where your moral compass comes into place, and you go, "You're right. I'm not built for it."
But I want to do
have the conscious choice,
exactly,
to make it and go. This is what I want.
It's such a beautiful thing when you think about it.
It is a very, very beautiful thing, and I kind of think that's something that people don't really think about, and they go, "Hey, like like the this person being like, this is my end all be all. This is the one person I'm going to be with for the next 60, 50 years." That's a big, big choice.
That's a big, especially when you think about like how short our lives are.
Yeah, we're not
80 years if we're lucky.
Sure. And you're spending the rest of that time with the one person.
Yeah,
that really has to mean something. And be like, yeah, this person could have just went through their whole life not being with anybody and just playing around or doing whatever they're doing, and not even the playing around aspect. Take the sex aspect out of it. Just being selfish in a sense and going, I don't like having someone around me that's going to be able to give their input. I don't need that.
Yeah. I just want to be on myself.
Yeah, I want to be by myself. Every decision, every whatever, it's on my own. I don't need anyone else there to help influence or give me some type of criticism or whatever it is.
Yeah, grief.
To these decisions, and I'll just be selfish. And there are people like that.
Yeah. No,
they're like, I can't be with someone because it's not worth it to me.
No.
To hear their opinion and go back and forth or whatever.
Have to like factor it into my life decisions.
You just don't like it.
No.
So, yeah, I see that thing of all humans are naturally polygamous.
Yeah.
But then you take the moral aspect out of it. At that point.
Yeah.
And that's what makes humans so beautiful is you have your animalistic instincts. But you also have your what I'll call quote unquote human, factors, which is morality.
It is
because
no
other fucking species has that.
I think the whole thing of like people bring back to it with like lobsters. How when they mate, they only have one or something
for the
like
rest
that.
of their life.
It's very seldom that you see that within the animal kingdom.
Yeah,
Shout
out to Friends.
Yeah, shout out to Friends.
Shout out to Friends. He's your lobster.
He's your lobster.
Good
TV show.
It's a great TV show, man.
Yeah.
Damn, dude, they don't make sitcoms like that anymore.
No, I think would you have like Modern Family, maybe?
I think that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else?
And even that. Did you watch Modern Family?
I did.
Yeah. I didn't get like too far into it.
I like Curb Your Enthusiasm. Personally.
I didn't watch that either.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
It's the guy who made freaking Seinfeld, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, it's great. Oh, bro, he had so many natural human stuff in there to where it was hilarious. I think personally, that would probably be your favorite show if you started watching it.
Really?
Oh, Vinny, if you watch Curb Your Enthusiasm, I think you'll fall in love with it.
What's it on?
I think it was on HBO.
Yeah.
Dude, you gotta watch it. Dude, you would love it because the situations the guy gets himself in are natural human situations. Racist stuff, like, dude. Dude, I'm telling you, like, you're gonna be like, wow, this is something where like it's a natural thing that you see happen in a comedic setting, and you go like, this is something that could happen to a normal person. It's great. It's absolutely great. Like, there was a scene where he was golfing, and there was a dude that was like I don't know, like 50, 60 yards out from where he was at, and they're like, you can't hit him, just hit the ball. He's like, no, I saw this other guy like golfing before me, and I took some pointers. If I hit this golf ball now, I'll hit him. He's like, dude, there's no way that you're gonna be able to hit him, bro. He hit the dude. The dude ended up being freaking deaf. And they were like giving him shit, like, how come you didn't say 4? He's like, he's deaf. Like, if I said 4,
he wouldn't hear it anyway.
Dude, you would love that show.
It sounds like kind of one of those things, much like Seinfeld, where it's like your everyday life.
Oh yeah,
it's so much more funnier.
It's so much more funnier.
Yeah,
you would love that show.
Please
give it a watch. Give it a watch, man.
Fine, I'll get HBO. I'll watch it.
Dude, give it a watch. You're gonna love that show. The situations he gets himself in, like there was a racist German Shepherd dog, and he's Jewish, right? So like,
I'm loving it already,
dude. He would like walk in the room, the dog would start barking, and then like the owner was like a Jewish German guy, and he'd be like, like sit down in German, and there was somebody else that would walk by that was like black. He wouldn't bark. It would just be when the Jews would come in.
It's like the dog knew.
Exactly, bro. And then it was so funny. He's like, so how come your dog doesn't bark when Jeffrey comes in the room? He's like, but he's ready to kill me when.
What's the deal with that,
dude? That's the type of stuff that's in that show. You should watch it. You would love it. You would love it.
I gotta watch it.
Ah, man. Back to relationships. Anyways, yeah, I think it is. I think more now than ever. I think relationships are more skewed, in the sense of it's up to your perspective. Discretion. Yeah, I think discretion is actually the proper word for it. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Because I was waiting for the thank you. And I think it is, yeah, because now you have your own moral compass to navigate.
You don't have to like fit a mold or anything like that.
Like in my grandfather's time, again, he knew the moral compass. He had his moral compass, but he also had the social backing to be like, it's okay.
Yeah. Everybody else is doing it.
Everybody else was doing it.
I've got money. I've got this. I've got that. Like,
I took care of my family, so why do I have to worry about having a mistress?
Yeah, or any guilt with it.
None.
I feel like that's a big thing with it too, is like the societal aspect of it, because it's like now
it's a big thing.
It is a big thing, and like not to say that like having a mistress is okay,
no,
or like anything like that.
Yeah.
But I think we talked about, I was blasting Tom Jones in the bathroom earlier, and then you started playing him.
I started playing, yeah.
And it's like, you look like somebody like Tom Jones back
Slept
in the...
over 2,000 women.
2,000 women. 60s, 70s,
His
80s.
wife still stuck with him.
And she's still with him.
Yeah, never divorced him.
Never divorced him. And you look at something like that, and it's like...
It was a different time.
It's a different time. It's like, you look... as a guy, you look at him, and, I don't want to get like bastardized for it.
She understood it for what it was in the terms of the social sense of being like, this guy's a superstar.
Yeah.
He's not a bad looking dude.
No.
And everybody and anyone who wants him, and he's on the road for half the year.
Yeah.
He's going to do his thing.
Yeah.
In a sense. And she just was like, but he's my husband at the end of the day, so I'm with him. It's a different time.
Yeah.
Different time. Not that it's right or wrong. But it was a different time.
It was.
So, like, and nowadays, you can't do that. It's unacceptable. And people that do that will be looked at as weird.
Yeah. Almost like, bastardized about it.
Yeah, they're going to be like, you're a swinger. In a sense. Like, or a cuck. You're like, you love that your significant other is sleeping with other people and doing this and that. And you're just there, witnessing it.
Yeah, allowing it.
But to them, they were just like, this is life. It's fine, which is crazy.
It is nuts when you think about it. Dave Grohl with the Foo Fighters, right? Yeah. He recently, I remember we were talking about like Al Pacino having a kid at like 80.
Oh, yeah.
I think he's like 55 or 60 or something like that.
Having a newborn?
He had a newborn.
That's nuts.
He got caught up with it, had sex with somebody, had a kid.
Holy crap.
And, yeah. I mean, you look at it.
55 years old, bro.
It's wild when you think about it, man.
Well, I mean, Pacino's worse.
But but it's so wild.
80 fucking years old.
80-something years old having a kid.
That's crazy, bro. You guys are going to be wearing diapers at the same time.
It's like, can you get the adult ones for me?
Dude, that is crazy.
Dude. It is. But it's just nuts to think, like, the whole dynamic of it. Like, especially when you got money like that.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
I think that puts you in a different social realm.
I was going to say, do you think that plays a huge role
100%.
in it?
Yeah. You're not living in normal social aspects at that point, dude. When you're able to just go somewhere and spend whatever the fuck you want and do all this stuff and give the world and travel and not have to, take days off. You're not living like a normal human being, and because you're not living like you're not defined as a normal, you don't have the same normal social concepts that are associated with normal human beings.
Do you think a lot of people in relationships, like with that whole dynamic, they kind of like, if you and I made $1 million a year,
yeah,
do you think there would be more leeway of like, oh, well, he had another kid with somebody else, but
no,
I could still have X, Y, and Z with it. No, you don't think so?
No. You know why?
Why?
Because first of all, we would have made our millions living in the time that we live in now. These guys were millionaires back in the day, and they're old.
Yeah.
So they come from a different time and a different place, and our women as well are not from a completely different time.
It's a lot closer.
They're in tune with today's social norms and concepts. So it would not work out in the same fashion. Like you saw, Al Pacino did have somebody, did have a girlfriend that was young, but Al Pacino himself is old. So he comes from a different. We don't have that age disparity,
Yeah.
He does.
Yeah.
To where he was probably doing this shit
in his 50s,
back in the
60s,
day. Yeah, back in the
30,
day, even in his 30s, bro.
Yeah.
When he became a star, he was dealing with that. He's been in that life of being a famous rich person for
50 years.
50 years.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's a different thing, compared to someone that's gonna get rich out of nowhere nowadays. You've lived in this social environment.
You're used
to it. Your person that
point.
you've been with has lived in this social environment. If anything, if that does happen, that's a cash grab for the other half.
Yeah, that
and
point.
He goes, fantastic, divorce is coming.
See ya.
I'm taking half.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a different thing, bro.
Didn't Al Pacino's chick?
Oh, yeah,
like,
but at that
thing?
point, what does he care?
Yeah, no. He's made his money. He's got another kid. Who cares?
He's got like 3 other wives, bro, that he's paying alimony to. It's just another.
Sign him up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's another walk in his life.
Yeah.
Another step. He's like, I knew it was going to happen. She's not with me because I'm good looking. You got to, at that point, you got to know. You got to know.
Especially as a dude.
Dude, he's again, animalistic. He did his animalistic thing where he's like, I'm going to bang this 30-year-old while
he took
I'm
some
in my
Viagra.
80s. And then she's probably going to divorce me after I pop a baby into her.
Yeah, he did.
It is what it is.
And,
Hey, to
God
each
bless
his
him.
own. Yeah, to each his own. He didn't care. Dude, at that point, come on. Like that's another thing. You have to know. You got to know.
Well, at that
when
age,
you're
too.
an old guy,
yeah.
come on.
What else are you? What else are they there for you,
dude?
You're
way past your prime.
No, you're not attractive.
You don't know that they say men age like wine.
Well, I was
or
gonna
whatever.
say the whole like salt and
At
pepper
that
kind
point,
of thing.
you're fucking grapes again.
That's it. You've gone through
you're
the
a
beginning.
Raisin.
Yeah,
you're a raisin at that point. There's no more grapes. There's no more fruit juice.
There's nothing.
It's
nothing
all artificial at that point, bro.
Yeah.
You're what was that cranberry company that they always do the ads for when they're walking away?
Oh my god. Oh my god. Somewhere to see.
Holy shit.
Crystal Geyser.
No, that's soda water. Dude, this guy drinks so much fucking soda water. He's thinking of Crystal Geyser.
Oh my god.
What is it called, man?
Somewhere to see.
God.
With the grapefruit juice.
Cranberry juice. Cranberry juice commercial. Come on. Ocean
Breeze. Ocean. I didn't. Hey, listen. To be fair, I didn't see
Ocean
it.
Breeze, bro.
Was it Ocean Breeze?
It's Ocean Breeze.
Ocean Spray.
Ocean Spray.
Ocean Spray.
Ocean Spray.
But that's what you're shooting at that point. You're just shooting Ocean Spray.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. At that point, you gotta know she ain't with you because she thinks you're hot.
No, you're there.
Those days are done.
Yeah,
you're not even hot in movies anymore.
No,
you're not even going in blockbuster films and getting Oscars again. Like that's done. What is she there for, bro?
She's there for the paycheck.
She's there for the payday.
Do you think guys ever have that as like a? Do you think guys ever have the thing where like they're on the receiving end of like going after the older chick kind of thing?
Very rarely.
You think it's very rarely? I think
very rarely, and call me a bigot or whatever. It's because I think there's a lot more successful men in the world.
You bigot bitch.
Than there are successful women.
Yeah.
And I think most men don't want to get with a successful chick because it's a little bit
power play kind of thing.
Yeah,
you think
you
so?
don't want to feel that. You're like, wow, my woman. I think it's tough for a guy to accept that their woman makes more money than them.
Yeah,
it always will be like that, unless I know it's gonna shift because we got a bunch of pussies that live in the world now.
I think so too.
It's true. It's the truth. Yeah, we got a bunch of fucking pussies that live in the world now, and they're cool with that, and that's what it is. I couldn't do that.
No,
I couldn't.
I feel like as a man, you wanna make more.
Dog, you the provide. Like I grew up going, the guy provides.
It's the whole like competition kind of thing.
The guy provides. He's the one that sets up the framework for the rest of you guys' life.
That's it.
When you have kids,
Yep.
you need to whatever. This is the guy. The guy sets up the framework. The woman, she's there to support you and to make you better.
Yeah,
I'll agree with that. But that's just the world that I come from. Like I can't abandon those morals. It's already in my head. It's
already ingrained.
Yeah, it's already ingrained. Just like words that you can't say, that you could say back in the day. I love saying retard.
I love saying.
love saying retard.
You know what I love saying a lot more? No.
Okay.
Ninjas.
Nah, it's just like when you're already grown up with some stuff, bro. Just like when they say you can't change somebody, there are some things you really can't change, bro.
No, and it's like it's so become like a part of you at that point.
Yeah.
Your beliefs, your morals, your values. It's like
That's
how do you
you grew
deviate?
up.
Yeah,
That's how you grew up.
yeah.
So like, how can you change that at that point?
And it's like if it's negatively impacting you,
That's a different story.
I could understand
That's a
changing
different story,
that.
110%.
But if you could find somebody that's with you before that, and you're both aligned with it and enjoying the life that it brings, it's like, is it really that bad?
Is it really that bad?
When you think about those traditional values of a relationship, like if the man's the provider, the woman is at home and everything like that, like if you're both happy and content with it, then
it is what it is.
Like, what is so bad about that?
What is so bad?
I never understood how that got bastardized and made looked and like frowned upon of it.
Yeah, because you know what? I think it was the whole thing of like, in that sense, they feel that the woman is
not living out her life.
Yeah, correct. They're being put down.
But you think about it, it's like how many guys back in the day wanted to work in whatever field they wanted to work.
Yeah.
But they did it because they provided for their family.
Correct.
At the end of it,
imagine the stress they had on their shoulders
of doing something they didn't want to do, just to provide for the family every single day for the family that they brought into this world and created.
Yeah.
And it's like it's an unfortunate truth with life where it's like nobody wants to do everything that they're doing.
No, you're forced to.
You're forced to sometimes. And whether it's a victim of circumstance or a victim of just your own choices or whatever.
Yeah, it is what it is.
It is what it is. And I think men ultimately kind of accept that fate a little bit more on the chin than women.
Yeah, because we just go, this is how life goes.
This is it.
So
this is life.
What I'm supposed to do.
And it's like you're not getting like swayed in that vision.
No. No, yeah, and I absolutely agree with you. I think men have a much more lenient way of accepting. You just accept it. You go, this is the way that it is.
That's it. This is what I've signed up for, and that's okay.
That's fine.
Yeah.
And you're going to live the rest of your life out maybe doing exactly what you're doing for the next 25, 30 years.
You might get lucky.
And you're cool with it.
Yeah. Some men accept it, and that's okay.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's kind of what you grew up with. Like, hey, more power to women. If women want to go and they want to grab bigger careers and make more money, all the power to you. But you also have to understand that men, when you're kids, you have this framework that's put in front of you, and that's kind of what you think you're supposed to do for the rest of your life. You're supposed to be the one that, makes the bread for the family. You're supposed to be the one that works hard, comes up with ideas and ways to grow, in a sense, in terms of your entire life. And that's kind of why me and you, we have that whole mindset that you invest in stuff and eventually have a business and do that stuff, because that's what you're ingrained with in your head, is you have to grow. Men have that thing of being able to build whatever it may be. It may be a business, it may be a house, it may be whatever. An idea. Build upon it and then and make it your own. Because if not, then you're just gonna be smashing your head into the concrete until it's over.
Yeah.
And I think what are you time to take your medicine?
No, it's to find my iPhone alert. That was so weird.
What the
I don't know. I've never had that happen before.
Dude, I'm over here like, what's happening right now?
There's a Find My iPhone alert.
Interesting.
Yeah.
For me, too, I personally, people are going to like this, people are not going to like this, but in my own head, I think men have more responsibility and stress than people give them credit for in terms of day-to-day, in terms of what you're supposed to do on a day-to-day basis. You know what I mean? Like when me and you, we have a shit day in terms of making money, okay, in the industry that we're in. Doesn't feel good. Not for the fact that you didn't make enough money, but because of what's associated with not making enough money. Not being able to grab certain stuff, buy certain things, being able to have security, invest in certain things. I think men have a lot more stress than people give them credit for because of the day that we live in. What do you think?
I think it's true. I think it's ultimately, I think when you look back at like what was for men and women, I think you look at how men were meant to provide and everything. I think it was a little bit easier for men to be a lot of that role to provide.
Yeah.
And I think now it's a little bit more like washed in a way where it's like oversaturated, overdone.
Yeah.
Where now it's a lot more difficult for a man to kind of like step into that role and provide
At the same time.
Because now it's like you need to allow everybody in the field to provide and to men and women to step in, work, kind of give their fair shake of it, to where now you've, I don't want to say almost bastardized men for stepping in that role, but almost in a way it has been. And now you don't allow men the full reign of trying to provide. Yeah. Now you've got to compete with it.
Yeah.
So it's
the competition is really what gets it.
You know, a little bit. Yeah. It's like now you've got more players in the game than the game is allowed for.
True.
And now you can't really get as much as you're trying to get as a guy out of it. You know, so it's like it's a much, much different game than what it was 60 years ago.
I think, I agree.
And I think let alone in the sense of the providing thing, you look at like how men back in the day were the sole providers. They would go out, they'd work, women would stay at the home and everything and kind of fend for the home.
Yeah, at that point, that's what it was. It was a responsibility.
It was a responsibility. Yeah. You had your own respective sex. They had this, they had that. You deal with that. Yeah. And now women being brought into the work field and becoming more
proactive
in it. It kind of dilutes it in a way. Not in a bad way to women coming into work, but you've changed the whole structure of it. And it's like this almost like, I've had this thought before where it's like this almost synthetic sort of thing of like, when we look at like nature, right? For whatever people want to say, men will always be stronger, faster, quicker in the physical sense.
In the physical sense, yeah.
I'm stronger than most.
Yeah, we're naturally
different beings. Ultimately, in nature, I will always be faster than your average woman. I will be stronger. I'll be quicker. Average.
Let me put that average.
You know, same thing with you. And now how we are in society, it doesn't go back to those animalistic natures.
No, it goes back to the modern.
It's a much different approach. Yeah. And now as we've gotten older, society's progressed. We're not really reliant on the whole thing of those old dated sort of things.
Yeah, I agree.
You know?
I agree.
So now it kind of throws this whole thing in a loop. Yeah. You have this synthetic sense of success where it's like, okay, you've garnered money and success, right? Mm-hmm. But if you look at it at the root level of it, of the hunter-gatherer kind of thing.
You go back to
to really animalistic kind of thing. Like, I feel like it's almost like sedating men in a way.
Like killing it in a sense?
Yeah. You know what I mean? I feel like
the modern man now is just
it's I feel like it's totally sedated.
It's totally sedated, man.
It's so much calmed down. It's like we've talked about before, like Schwarzenegger and like Stallone and everything. Like back in the 70s.
Yeah. Big dreams, big whatever.
Big dreams,
the fuck.
big men working out. And everything.
That's what it is.
This whole testosterone-driven kind of thing.
Yeah, it's gone now.
It's gone.
It's actually frowned upon.
I don't necessarily agree with 100% with it, but there's an avenue of it where I see it as within men. You want this sort of like strong guy.
Yeah.
To protect, to lead, to guide.
Yeah.
And now
I see.
It's like it's almost diluted now. That's kind of like at my end point of it.
I agree. It's how can I put this delicately? Like, look, we've been, we're in a industry that is predominantly women.
Yeah.
How many conversations have you overheard from women that we work with that is proactive in the sense of like the conversations you and I have had, starting a business, being able to invest, doing stuff, like building things in that sense that came from women?
Not a lot.
Not a lot.
But
when I'm always around my boys, maybe it's my own circle. You could say, oh, you surround yourself with people that are like-minded, whatever. I have those conversations all the time. And I don't know if it goes back to an animalistic thing of men wanting to build and get better and build these giant things and have proactive approaches compared to where I think women are much more, I don't want to, the words I'm trying to say is built for survival, but it's a different way of it. Women will always be able to survive and get by and figure it out because that's just how women are. It's in their nature. But men, in my opinion, have a thing of going, how can we improve and build upon it?
Like complacency for women. Like they're okay with like this sort of.
This is it. I'm going to make it work.
Like striving past it.
Correct. I've seen that more with men in my general circle. It could be different from other people's perspective, but in my general circle of men, women will always make it work. The guys that I'm surrounded by will always try and figure out a way to make it better, bigger.
How do you make more?
Plentiful. And you could say that's toxic masculinity or whatever it is. In my opinion, it's not. Because
what's wrong with asking for more?
That shit is what has built
everything.
The most major stuff.
All the societies, all the major things that you've had, cultures and everything like that.
It's been built off of it.
Yeah.
Regardless of how it was built. Some shit was built in a shitty way. It is what it is. History is history. But it's always come from some dude that's been like, how can we make this better?
Yeah.
How can we make it bigger? Maybe that's not the answer every single time.
No, and not for every situation.
Not for every situation.
Every situation, yeah.
But that's just what I've personally seen is that men have this different way of looking at things, and there is such a thing as a men and female perspective. Let's not bullshit, because I hate that. They're like, what's the difference between a male perspective and a female perspective? You said it right there, male and female. That's already two differences right there. We think differently. We act differently. It is what it is. Like when you're a female, you have certain things that you grow up around that skews your brain and pushes your brain in a certain way. And when you're a guy, same thing.
Yeah.
So I think they both complement each other beautifully.
Absolutely.
To where one thing is missing something and the other one kind of makes up for it and vice versa. But to be able to just sit there and say like everything's the exact same. It's absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely not. I think there's a reason why we're different.
Yeah.
For positive things.
Absolutely. You have to be. It's like the whole thing of balance with it.
I think that's exactly what it is. It's balance.
Yeah.
The differences between male and female causes balance, which is what you need. And I think nowadays we try and push it so towards the similar between the two that you're not seeing the beauty of the differences, and just seeing the negatives of the differences in a sense.
You're not finding that like uniformity in difference of it, where it's like you guys
being
bring
different
your own,
is not always bad.
It's not terrible. You can find the ways that you align but like you bring something different to the table for each party. You view a
Correct.
different thing a certain way, and that's okay.
Yeah.
And with that, the whole thing gets seen at that avenue.
And I think that's the biggest thing is being able to be seen, whether, from a female perspective or a male perspective.
Yeah.
Understanding each other's way of viewing stuff is what creates solidarity, rather than saying that this is toxic or this is, this is too feminine.
Too masculine.
Yeah,
or whatever.
too masculine,
Yeah.
whatever it is. So find that common ground. And when you find that common ground is where solidarity really becomes the most prominent thing.
Yeah.
What a great conversation.
It was.
I loved it, bro.
Yeah, no, it was beautiful.
I think we went through a whole, little left and right and back and forth and middle to south and whatever it is. And that's kind of, I think, what we love about shooting these pods is being able to put the human perspective,
Yeah.
because we just talked about a bunch of different things when it came to relationships and how we look at them and how they've evolved and how we've changed and stuff. And I think that's kind of what me and Vin love showing you guys is like, there's not just one way of looking at stuff, but also understanding why things are viewed
the way that
in
they
a
are.
certain sense.
Yeah.
So I hope that you guys keep, going with us on this journey. We're going to keep shooting these podcasts and talking, our perspectives and the way that we look at stuff. And if you keep tuning in, fantastic. More power to you. If not, thank you for at least viewing these couple of episodes that we've shot. Until next time.
Toodles.